Your teapot is actually bigger than
Take a piece of that. This pad is big.
Hello, everybody.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to another episode of Salam Café. Well, tonight on the prog, Salam Café to go to visit everybody's favourite bro, John So. We meet Australia's aspiring hijabi Olympian. And we launch our Alarm Made Me Funny competition where you can win free tickets to the show. All right. Well, we'll start on the end. The man who's suddenly become Assad according to the Green Guide. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, man. The plastic surgery went pretty well.
Well, you must be Assad. You've taken his spot.
Well, I am Assad, so as per the Green Guide, so check it out.
Yeah, the coffee certainly hasn't improved.
Well, I mean, it was always bad, so.
Welcome to the program. And over on my left, we have Toltu, who is Melbourne's favourite Oromo-speaking Kurd. Or is it Turkish-speaking Omoro?
Well,
Get it right.
neither.
Oromo. Yes, I'm very
I'll
right.
let you decide. I'm not sure.
After that disgraceful faux pas. Closer to me is Declina, who is the host of the National Security Files on radio show 3CR.
Thank you,
Welcome,
Susan.
Declina.
Good to see you here.
Thank you, yes.
On my right.
In the hot seat, where it's at. And on my right, as I always like to tell everyone, there is no life without wife. Waleed Ali. Had a good week, Wal?
No life without wife. No. Yeah, look, it's been an exhausting week, and I'm glad to be here.
Good. We're glad to have you.
Let's change of pace. Let's have some fun.
Yes. And right on the very end, we have Ahmed, who was the 1987 Red Faces champion. He even got a 9 from Red, for those who didn't know. He had a big decade in the 80s, this man.
Back in the day. Now, I just met someone from my old town of Bendigo recently, and they were telling me that Lake Epilogue, which was this big lake, had sailing and swimming, the works, has totally dried up. Now, this drought is getting very serious, so I've been a good boy, obeying all the water restrictions, only watering on the even days between 8 and 10 p.m. So I hope all our viewers are behaving themselves during this drought, and that's what we need to do.
I agree with you.
If you're wondering why the coffee's so strong, it's because there's no water in it. Just coffee and sugar.
Australia thanks you, Nazir.
And look, I have to agree with Ahmed, and I was thinking it might be time to jazz up that old sort of 80s, 70s, don't be a wally with water. And I was thinking, how about we Islamicise it a bit to don't be a waleed with water? What do you think?
I like it.
I think Waleed's one of the most serious water conservationists we have on board.
Just hilarious. It's like being in grade 3 again. It really is. I remember this teacher, Mr. Buxton, and every time he saw me in grade 3, he'd approach me and say, "You're not being a waleed with water, are you?" No, I'm not, Mr. Buxton. No, I'm not. So yeah, but seriously, it is a very, very serious problem, and everyone should get behind it. The Muslims especially. We all know it's part of our religious tradition to conserve water, as the Prophet told us. Even if you live next door to a stream, if you're going to make ablutions and so on, use the minimum amount of water. Very, very important, everybody. I think it's just crucial that we do this.
Au contraire, Waleed, you're waxing lyrical beautifully, but I would like to intervene, and although you are saying these beautiful things about water conservation, I actually hired a detective to get some sneak footage of you and your blatant water wastage. If we can just go to these now.
Not true.
I'd just like to show some of this. Here's Waleed washing the dishes. Yes, he does actually wash this. And as you can see, not only is there no plug in the sinks, there's two taps going at once. But worse is yet to come. Check out this next one we've got. There's Waleed painting a wall with water.
Look,
So much for the river.
I'm not exactly sure what you were trying to achieve there.
drying. I had to...
But the absolute most damning here is tipping water into the rubbish bin. What do you have to say for yourself?
Maybe there's a thirsty kid in the bin.
What do you have to say for yourself? That is disgusting.
I've been taken out of context.
So don't be a waleed with water. Now on that note, let's go to everybody's favourite bro, John So. Salam Café to Go team have got him on a nail.
Melbourne is a beautiful city, and it's got a lot to do with the Melbourne City Council. So we're going to go meet the Lord Mayor John So and see what makes him tick, and maybe get him to even wear a taqiyya. Let's go for it. So you may be wondering what Salam Café is doing with Lord Mayor John So. You haven't become Muslim, but his council, the City of Melbourne, through their Living of Arts grant, has just sponsored the show. So we'd like to thank you for your money, and thank you for being part of Salam Café, John.
No, it's a pleasure.
Another one of those block rocking beats.
Yes.
And I knock it like this,
What's that?
down, twist.
Twist. Okay.
That's it. People say, John, so he's my bro. Where did that all come from?
I think that people identify me as people's mayor. I mean, Melbourne at the moment is doing well. I mean, we are the city of having all these major sporting events, and the whole city just come alive. And
Where on earth is Mecca?
Mecca. I know Mecca is there's a sacred city. And every year there's millions of people going there to pay the Middle East. Yes.
Which country?
Which country? Is it in Jordan?
Now, when you're at home, do you sometimes get your children to call you Lord Mayor Dad?
No. They just call me Dad. No.
Tell us, what was something adventurous that you once did?
We love to go to parties, right? I mean, the usual things, right? Boys meeting girls, having a good times. We mix study, with pleasure.
Did you used to play sports when you were a little John So?
Oh yes, actually, table tennis, running, and soccer, swimming, basketball. I'm quite sporty in a way. My boy took me one night onto one of these, and they call it the parkour. Yeah. I was amazed to see. So many different interesting places tucked away in these laneways, alleys. I mean, amazed, right? I mean, even as a mayor, to my surprise.
How many times a day do Muslims pray?
How many times a day? I can't name how many times, but I do know that like many religions, they do pray. Each day. Yes.
What is Ramadan?
Ramadan is the fasting. I think it's a festival for fasting.
Congratulations, you got that question right. We'd just like to have you put this taqiyya on. It's just a Muslim hat, and we've got to look at the camera and say Salam Café. So put it on and here we go.
Okay. Salam Café.
And now for another bro, we have It's a Muslim Thing from Ahmed Hassan.
Well, humans have always had the urge to fly. Abbas ibn Firnas lived in Cordoba in the year 852, 1,000 years before the Wright brothers. He spent his whole life studying birds and trying to fly. He made a parachute out of silk and jumped off the minaret, the Grand Mosque of Cordoba. It got him to the bottom safely, but he wanted to fly further. He took 23 more years till at the age of 70, he came up with this contraption of silk and eagle's feathers.
That contraption.
Just like this. And he went off this wall, flew for a good 10 minutes or so, returned,
10 minutes?
Landed back on the wall with some minor injuries, and became very famous. Leonardo da Vinci invented some similar machines a few hundred years later, but Abbas ibn Firnas has a crater named after him on the moon and an airport in the Middle East. So there you have it.
Looks like a
Remember
banana.
that name.
Well, I don't know where you can go after the airport's named after you. After the break, we have the interview with the aspiring Muslim hijabi Olympian, so please do stick around.
I'm a blonde single girl in a fantasy world. Pick me up, make it tight, I'm your darling.
You're my
I'm doing year 9 at a state school. My name's Fatimah, but you can call me Teemz. Like, I reckon I do a lot more than a lot of other people. For instance, last year I actually sponsored a kid from India. Or was it Africa? Aren't they like neighbours or something? But in the 4th month, I had to stop because I really had to get a pair of earrings because I don't really have enough, and I really had to get it for my friend's birthday. They're really nice. I didn't just buy them from like Valley Girl or something. I got them from Jackie E, which is like a really classy grown up kind of, yeah. I'm gonna shop there when I'm older. Yeah, so I bought these instead of sponsoring him for that month, but that's okay. I mean, he probably had to make them anyway. He probably made these ones for me, and it's like we're helping each other. Like my big sister Lena, I mean, sure she's older than me. My parents say she's more responsible. She's allowed to, but like what? She's got a full-time job and she's finished uni, and that makes her responsible. I'm responsible as well. I just finished work experience at Boost Juice, and that's like almost a job. Qualities of being a Muslim, good qualities. Well, I'm sure I have like tons of those. Not backstabbing. So, not talking about other people. Well, I saw what she was wearing the other day, and Rihanna, I just want to go up to her and say, like, what are you wearing? Do you call it a headscarf? And, like, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it. Just don't even say it. That's something that I definitely have. Do you call it a headscarf? That's what I want to say to her. Oh, no way! It was, like, on sideways. Someone should have said to her, it looks like a napkin from a restaurant. For instance, I've got 6 bands on today, and I don't know, like when I wear them, I like to think that it's contributing to the world. Like I've got to be one of the few people in my group of friends, and there's like 36 of us who respects my parents.
Fatimah, you can't go out. You go out all the time.
Dad, like I don't go out all the time, and I only went out last week, and it's Teemz. What do they mean? This one says, with you we have hope, by this daffodil thing. So it's like a company that makes daffodils for people, and I mean, I don't talk back to them, I do what they say.
You're just not allowed. I'm fat, and I'm mean, and I've got big whiskers.
Like, I don't know, it just makes me feel really special that these poor people are getting daffodils. And if they say that you can't do something, then, yeah, you just can't do it.
No, you can't go.
And she's like, all the time, oh my God, I love him. And I'm like, of course I have to give her advice because I'm like good at that. Rihanna, you know that Justin Timberlake is not Muslim, and you really shouldn't like guys who aren't Muslim. Her idea was to actually, like make him look like a Muslim. I don't know, I think she's done a really good job. You can kind of probably make music, but just make it more halal. I'm bringing Islam back. These other brothers don't know how to act. But you know what? I like was, whoa, what? Tina, are you gonna let other people use the phone in the house? Whatever. This is Box Hill, not the OC, okay? That was just my sister, and she thinks she's so good.
Well, that piece reminded me of someone. I can't quite put my finger on who that was. Anyway, now on the program we have a very exciting guest. Dounia Larhouile is an aspiring Olympic champion who also competes in her hijab. She's a Taekwondo specialist, but enough about me.
Okay.
Let's everybody welcome, please, Dounia.
Now, you've just come back from Asia, I understand. So hit us with it. Well, pardon the pun. What were you up to?
Yes, we were there for 45 days. We went to China, Korea, and to the World Cup, which was in Thailand.
Wait, sorry, before, you say we, was that your team?
Australian team.
So you're competing for Australia in Asia?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how many of you were there?
Well, there were, I think 8 of us initially in China and Korea, and then the rest of the Australian team joined us for the World Cup. And
So how did you go?
Very well.
Don't be modest. Tell everyone how well.
I'll tell you my good result first. I got a silver in Korea.
That's fantastic.
So, all right, so number 2 in the world.
No.
You're the second best person ever.
No, at that competition in my weight division, I was the second best, but not in the world.
The best in Korean home turf. I reckon that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, because I mean that's where Taekwondo comes from, isn't it?
Yes, it is Korean martial art.
Wow, so you really gave it to the homeboys.
Okay, so home girls.
So
is Taekwondo in Korea like cricket here? Is it a big deal?
It is, yes, a big sport over there. It's very big sport.
What was it like competing with hijab over there overseas?
It was interesting. There were a few interesting experiences. It was good as well. It actually made me feel very good about being a hijabi.
What were people's response to you? Did they think you were even a competitor? I guess your uniform probably giving it away.
They did know you were a competitor, but they didn't think I was from Australia, that was for sure. In fact, there was one situation where they came up, because before you fight, they come up to you and they just check where all the players are, so they make sure everyone's together. And they were looking for Iran, and they looked at me and they're like, Iran? I'm like, no. Aussie. Yeah, and then another time they were looking for the Australian player, which was me, and so I went up and I'm like, Australia? And they said, Australia? So I think they get a bit thrown off by hijab in Australia. Sure. They don't really think that the two go together sometimes.
Do you reckon that helped you against your opponent? You're fighting them and halfway through there, I just can't figure out.
I don't know.
There's a bit of psychological play in Taekwondo, isn't
Definitely, before you fight, there's a lot of that.
What's that all about?
Yeah. I think just to intimidate your opponent and make them think that, you're better than them and you're stronger than them.
How would you do that? What's a typical thing you'd do to let them know before you even touch them to say I'm going to win?
Like,
is it let you walk up to them? Or
look in the mirror before you go out and I'm the best.
No.
I'm the best. I love me.
I don't do that. Just hold yourself up high and just, ask Allah for His help, and inshallah, best person will win and no one will get too hurt.
I was going to say, do you get scared? Like, I imagine if I was in a ring with someone who was there with the sole intention of hurting me, I'd be pretty frightened. Do you still get scared now, or?
Well, I try not to think that their sole intention is to hurt me. I try to think that their intention is to win and score, and that's also my intention. But yeah, not so much scared, more sort of like, of course your heart starts pumping and you get a bit nervous and maybe sometimes you get intimidated, but that's all part of the game.
More focused. It's more strategy than actual fighting anyway, isn't it?
It's more like chess.
Yeah? Why don't you get in the ring with it?
Do strategy.
Yeah.
Strategy is important.
You don't do Taekwondo 24/7, but you might as well be, because your schedule is grueling. I mean,
with work,
do you train?
it is.
Yeah, because you work full time.
Yes, I do.
Wow. Tell us about that.
Well, we have training at 6 o'clock at night, so I finish work at 5, go straight to training.
And this is every day?
It's every day, except for Saturdays.
6 days a week?
Yeah.
And what do you do during the day?
I'm a systems analyst.
Wow.
Yeah, so I work with computers.
So when your computer plays up, you can just give it a quick chop. I feel like doing that sometimes.
But you haven't been doing Taekwondo for long, have you?
I started when I was 17.
So it's not really that long. It's only
not that long.
So years.
No. But I was lucky because I did dancing, well not dancing, I did calisthenics.
So you're very flexible when you get into it.
I did that for 12 years. So I think I already had the dedication to a sport and the flex, which helped a lot.
And how many years did it take you to get to the renowned black belt?
Well, I was a bit slack actually with my grading. I think.
Oh, you must have been real slack.
Yeah, you're only Australian champion.
6 years in the Australian, then you get in the Australian team. Must have just been bludgeoning.
Yeah, because I think when I got to my blue belt, I sat on that for a little while. But it probably took about 3 or 4 years to get my black belt, to get my first dan.
So how do you end up training from being just a white belt all the way to black belt, and not just black belt, but going overseas and competing?
I think the support from other people helps a lot, encouragement, because I probably would never have I would never have fought unless someone sort of encouraged me to do that. So yeah, encouragement from other people and support from your family is very
Your
important.
family must be really, really supportive.
Definitely.
Now, look, Dounia, we've got to wrap up soon, but just one question. Where to from here? Off to the Olympics, hopefully, in Beijing?
Hopefully, just a lot of training and hopefully my sight to sit on the Olympics and a gold medal.
We'd like to
inshallah.
see you. If you're there, we'll get a little Salam Café sponsorship badge on you. Thank you so much. It's been
Thank you for
fantastic
having
to hear
me.
from you.
We'll
Thank
be
you.
looking out for you in the opening ceremony of Beijing among all those athletes.
Not with Iran, with Australia.
Yeah, definitely. Audience, please thank Dounia again for her fantastic interview and we'll be back with more after the break.
For those of you who've just tuned in, welcome back to Salam Café. Now, most of you probably don't know, but I'm an avid reader of news on the internet, and this is the latest thing that I found here. A Muslim professor was awarded 2006 Nobel Peace Prize for this year.
Woo!
Yeah, that's it. Well, his name was Muhammad Yunus, and he's educated in the United States, a professor in economics, and he cultivated the idea of microcredit by returning back to his homeland of Bangladesh during the famine in the mid-1970s. Now, being the economic professor that he was appalled at the state of poverty and tried to do something to help out. Now, his idea was to establish, was to give a small loan to people to help them buy, small tools, sewing machines, bamboo sticks, to help them run a business, pay back the loan and become more financially independent, hence making them not so poor anymore. Now, he gave these loans particularly to women and was looking for, and the way it worked was there were groups of friends, so it's a solidarity group thing. So you'd give the loan to one person and they'd have a group of 6 friends acting as a guarantor. So if you couldn't pay the loan back, your friends would have to pay it for you.
Sounds like a really good way to have a practical joke.
I guess so, but in the case of Yunus, what he did was he tried to solicit support from the banks, and being the traditional banks, of course, they refused to have any part in it, and he ended up giving the first loan himself out of his own pocket, $27 to 42 women he gave.
How does that work?
To start business. Well, I guess currency is cheap over there, which shows that every cent does make a difference. Pretty much it was a huge thing. It was a hit, and he ended up founding his own bank. So Grameen Bank, that's it, Grameen Bank, and it's been a huge success for over 30 years now, and he's over 6.6 million people have benefited from his system, and 97% of the recipients are women. So
That's fantastic.
yeah, it's a pretty big thing. Yeah, I'd say he's definitely deserving the award that he gets, contributing to making poverty history.
Well done, Muhammad Yunus. Now, on to the segment that has become everybody's favourite segment since my email of the week got abolished. I don't know when that happened, I wasn't at that meeting. But anyway, we're now going over to Salam Tube with Waleed.
Yeah, well, if you want email of the week back, just send in things making fun of Susan and we'll come back and list it. It's Salam Tube. Obviously, we have a great time with this segment, and Ramadan's just finished. So we thought that we couldn't let that happen without sharing this with you. It's an ad that was aired, I think, in the United Arab Emirates during it. Just take a look at it. We just thought it was pretty cool. Yeah, well, look, I guess we can all relate to that.
I know, I totally can. It was just amazing.
Especially me.
Now, since you're all avid viewers of Salam Café, I know you enjoy a good laugh. So we wanted to tell you that Allah Made Me Funny, the official Muslim comedy tour all the way from US. Have you guys heard of this at all?
Yeah.
Preacher Moss, one of the writers from Saturday Night Live, or used to be, and Azhar Osman, they're coming down to Melbourne November 17th and 18th. They're also doing shows in Sydney, Brisbane and New Zealand. And because us here at Salam Café are so generous, we want to give tickets away.
Way.
But you've got to work hard for it.
Oh, well then I don't think that I'll be
No, you can't have them. We're going to give it out to our lucky viewers who are going to give in a picture of...
or a joke.
Or a joke, yeah, of something funny.
Video, photo, yeah, anything.
I like
What
photos.
videos?
Something
Gotta be
original
funny.
and unique.
It's got to make us laugh. If it doesn't make at least 4 of us laugh, you're not winning a ticket.
So email it to us.
Funny photos. Any funny photo would be great. For example, a photo like this. Now that doesn't get funnier than that.
That is one such example.
That
would
will never win.
In
If
fact,
you submit that.
I've just won a ticket for that. So anything, funny photos.
Thanks, Yasmin, shall we?
So send it to mail at salamcafe.com.au, is that right?
Yes, that's right. So check out our website
And
for more details.
they're very family friendly. Love their humour. Their comedy is great. Something for everyone.
All right, it's been another fantastic episode, especially with me at the helm. Don't forget, next week we've got a very thrilling guest. Peter Manning is coming in to talk about his latest work. Plus the Salam Cafe to go people have some very funny things in store. So please come back and visit us next week. Until then...
Assalamu alaikum.